I know your calendar is full of appointments, but where did you put yourself? I know you're killing yourself with work. I totally understand, but your body is trying to tell you that. And you don't listen. This is the problem because if you break yourself, who will work instead of yourself? This is the key point. And that's why we today will talk about the priorities pyramid and well, the balance between work, health, and life. Because this is probably the most important concept that you need right now. I know that nowadays being balanced is very hard because there are so many things and unfortunately our mind works for priorities, and what is the main priority for our mind? The work. Why? Even though it's supposed to not be like this, if we don't work, like if we don't reach the end of the month with the money, we feel like we're done, literally. This is the problem. And that's why the health is not so important right now as the work, because the work is at least perceived as the main priority. The point is that the work can be replaced, your health, no. Remember this. Now, I'm not telling you to give up on your work. Absolutely not. This is not the point. The point is we need to balance them all. How? Well, let's consider one thing. Work. I understand. We have 40 hours of work a week in the average. Let's say even 60 in most cases. Okay, you want to exaggerate? 80. Perfect. But 1 week is 168 hours. So, what else we do? Let's consider 8 hours a day of sleep. It's 56 hours. So, let's say other 60 hours a week. So, 120 total if you extra work and if you sleep properly. You have like another full time for yourself. But I know there are so many things. So what we can do to balance them all? Well, first of all, let's put some time blocks for the work. Yes, I know sometimes work doesn't have like a proper deadline, it doesn't have boundaries, etc. I know. I feel you. I'm in the same position. I'm first of all an entrepreneur and well, and even a content creator. So your work has no boundaries. I understand, but you need to block the time because if you don't have like any boundaries for the work will take the whole day. This is the point. And even though you are willing to do that, this will disrupt all the other areas of life. This is what I felt, and trust me, so many people are in the same way. Well, if you have a 9 to 5 job, like the classic job where to work like an employee, well, at that point is easier because you have some time, some specific time blocks. So you work 8 hours, 10 hours a day, perfect. So consider those time blocks. In those hours, don't do anything else. Just focus on the work. But remember, when you finish the work, nothing else needs to be done. So let's say you work 8 hours, focus on doing 8 hours, no more. Don't bring your work at home. Yes, if in many cases this happens, I understand. And especially if you have like a employee, like a different job than an employee. So you work for yourself or in a, I don't know, in a business for your business or like a content creator. Well, put the time blocks because I know the work will never end. Trust me, never. That's why it's important that you put some limits, first of all. Second point, no multitasking. When you work, That's it. This is very important for the simple reason that quite often we don't perform at our best at work for the simple reason that we distract ourselves, we do multitasking, we do other stuff. Well, you can save lots of time, especially if you work for yourself, for your business, just avoiding multitasking, I promise. And even if you work like in other areas, there are like timetables and some basically deadlines, this kind of stuff. Well, you can go so much further, like have so much advantage on your program if you just avoid multitasking. So this is the second most important thing to do. And third thing, I told you like before, but when you finish work, you finish to work. That's it. Like close the area of your mind related to work, because you will not enjoy anything else in your life if you're consistently worried about work. And I'm telling you this, like if you follow me, you know what I'm talking about. I do so many stuff. At the same time, I understood that I need to put some boundaries even inside my mind. Otherwise, I will just collapse, like everything in my life. That's the point. So that's so important. But okay, after work, what else we have? Well, I know this is the main pillar nowadays, because if works collapse, everything else collapses. I understand. But at the same time, work, just focusing on work, make everything else collapses. So yeah, just be careful. Second pillar that should be the base, health. This is, with no doubts, the most important thing in your life. If you break yourself, if you got ill, no one else can replace yourself. This is the point. No one else can replace yourself. So you need to take care of yourself. There is no tomorrow, because you've been saying, yeah, I will take care of myself tomorrow for the last 20 years. And if you're 60 years old, for the last 40 years. So don't do that, because work will never end. So take care of yourself. And you don't need to do so much. We have 168 hours a week. I'm asking you to do 4 to 60 minutes a day. That's it. That is not much, but you need to focus on 3 main aspects. First of all, taking care of your physical activity. You don't need to be like a bodybuilder. You don't need to do the marathon. No, you just need to do the bare minimum, like work 30 to 60 minutes a day. Yeah, but I don't have 30, 60 minutes. First of all, regulate your timetable. Second of all, you can do this at work. I mean, when I'm in the gym, I try to work in the gym, literally, because I want to spend my steps over there. Because the only thing that matters is being active, just the bare minimum. And you can do that. Instead of going for the lift at work, use the stairs. You don't have the stairs, okay, when you do your work, you need to do, I don't know, you need to print a document, work, do the steps, go around, like do something just to keep being active. Just do the bare minimum. You have a dog, perfect, finish work and go to work, like do the bare minimum, 30 to 60 minutes work a day. This is literally for yourself, for your health, it's so important. Second, first of all, let's finish that one. Even the workout. I know you don't have time to work out. I know. Don't tell me anything else. But there are even workouts of 4 minutes that are, I don't want to say enough, but at least make your body understand that you are active. Well, 4 minutes is nothing. True. That's true. But 4 minutes can be enough to keep yourself like a minimum active, like to make you understand to your body that you're still alive. And yeah, 4 minutes can be even tough. Let's say you do 4 minutes of Tabata and then you progress 4 minutes to burpees. Trust me, your body will make you like disappointed, but at the end of the day, you will be grateful that you've done it. So even starting for 4 minutes, because everyone has 4 minutes, is just 2 reels, literally. Avoid those reels. Focus on your health. And well, you will understand that after 4 minutes, you will do a bit more. That's the point. You don't need to do much, just the minimum. Then, second point for health, nutrition. You don't need to be on a strict diet. You don't need to be magic on your diet with your stuff. You just need to eat a little bit more fruit and vegetables and a little bit more protein tendentially, because most people are normally lacking on this. And well, most people quite often need to reduce the caloric amount. So less junk food, less fried food, less this kind of takeaway food, because this is just a small tiny thing that can help yourself a lot. Plus you save lots of money. So imagine. You just need to eat more fruit, more veggies, a little bit more protein. Easy. You don't need to change much more. Third point of the health. Sleep as it is your work. Literally. 8 hours. You need 8 hours. I'm not joking. Nowadays is probably the last thing that we focus on, the sleep. And still is the main thing that keep ourselves alive, active. If you remove sleep, you will not have a good outcome, I promise. So 7 to 9 hours is what is recommended. Of course, I know nowadays no one take care of it. The point is that we need to take care of that point if you want to perform better, even on work, because even our work is dependent of how rested we are, basically. So instead of scrolling reels, I know, try to sleep more. Why do we scroll reels? Why do we take this time for ourselves? Because we want to take care of our life, at least. I understand. We just want to have a moment for ourselves. It's totally understandable. And well, you're right. But take a moment for yourself with the main priority of sleeping. Because scrolling social media will not help you to take care of yourself at all. Sleeping will. So sleep as it is your work, because actually it is. And then, well, taking care of ourselves. What to say? Yes, we need to take care of ourselves and our personal life. For years I didn't have a life. I had just work and that's it. So I totally understand. But nowadays I'm understanding how our personal life is affecting other areas of our life. Because human being is like a social animal, literally. We need to be connected to each other. And this is a kind of problem because we think that being on social media make us connected with other social people, other social beings. This is not true at all. At all. So instead of scrolling social media, take like literally not much. I want to say 1 hour. 1 hour. Just to speak with other people. Like 1 hour a week. So first of all, put some digital boundaries. Let's say, point number 1. Put some digital boundaries. Because with 1 single hour of digital boundaries, well, you can do much more for yourself. So every day, you know that you have that time that you focus on your sleep, hopefully, on your work and your health. Perfect. Then you can have time for social media, etc. But put some boundaries, put some limits, like keep some time for yourself. It's like your saving pot for the money, but it's for your life. So put some digital boundaries. Second, do some mini dates weekly with your friends, your family, your loved one, even going like to take a coffee. But the social aspect is very important. So take care of yourself with the social aspect. Do something that can help yourself being like in a social environment, like to release the stress, like talk with someone, laugh with someone, go out with someone. And if you can't, go to the gym with someone. Literally 1 hour a week. 1 hour a week. It can change your life. Trust me. And well, last but not least, passions, hobbies, fun. This is probably the last thing that we take care of. And well, what to say? I understand. But nowadays I understood that we want to feel better, and this is the best way. Why do you think you're scrolling social media? Well, first of all, yes, because you want to see other people. That's true. But even because you want to take care of something that is for yourself, like looking to a movie, like going for your passion, even like imagine that you can paint, you can, I don't know, play some music. This is the point. We want to do something like passions for ourselves. And instead we spend time scrolling on social media, because in this way we can see other people artistically, let's say, because in this way we can spend time that we think is for ourselves, but is not. So don't use the social media. Take 1 hour a week, 1 hour a week for yourself. That's it. You can do that. 1 hour a week for yourself, like your passion. You can, I don't know, explore your artistic part, your musically part, your whatever, like even going and do bird watching, I don't know, whatever, literally, but 1 hour for yourself, 1 hour a week for your relationship. And well, what to say, 8 hours for your fitness, basically 8 hours a week, yeah, so 10 hours totally, and you already took care of yourself. 60 hours a week if you sleep that much, I don't think you do that. Is 8 hours and a half a day, I don't think you do that. But well, 60 and 10 is 70 hours, and you still have lots of time. Remember, 168 hours a week, so you have 100 hours left. Even if you do work for 60 hours a week, you have still 40 hours extra. So remember what are your priorities, and remember to take care of all these aspects. So in summary, work, 3 things. First of all, time blocking. Yeah, I know sometimes there are no boundaries, etc. Okay, 10 hours, put 10 hours. Then, second, no multitasking. If you are at work, you are at work, nothing else. Take care of that time doing your best. Third, close. Literally, when you finish work, you finish work. That's it. Second, health. 3 points. Activity. Doesn't matter, work a bit, do the stairs, skip the lift, work with the dog, work in the gym, do whatsoever, but just take care of yourself. And except for the work, a minimum of physical activity, like 4 minutes a day. Like do some burpees. Okay, burpees are too hard. 4 minutes Tabata of the easiest exercise ever. That's it. Second, nutrition. A bit more veggies, a bit more fruit, a bit more protein, less junk, less calories. This is, except if you're very skinny, of course. This is what you need to do. You don't need to change everything. Just need small, tiny things. And third point, the most important, sleep. Sleep as it is your work, literally. Then, life. You know that so many of us don't have a life, I know. So, first of all, put some digital boundaries in order that you can take care of yourself. Having time for yourself, because we don't have time and energy, and social media drains ourselves. They don't recharge ourselves. So digital boundaries. Second, recharge with your relationships. 1 hour a week at least. Take care of the people you love. Take some appointments. Do some stuff. And third, time for yourself or your passion. 1 hour a week. Just do something that makes you feel good. Do it for yourself. Try to balance all of them, because I know that even now you thought, okay, I will think about it tomorrow. No, because you ask yourself, how many times you told yourself, I will think about this tomorrow? Probably for the last 20 years, 40 years. You don't have a tomorrow, because it will be the same. So take 20 minutes and, well, design your pyramid, design your priorities, write it down, look at it, and especially respect it. Because if you don't do that, no one else will do that for you. Take care of yourself.